Marc is an immigrant from Haiti. He originally lived in Florida. He married his childhood sweetheart. When she became pregnant, she wanted to relocate to New Jersey, where she had family. And he very much wanted to be a good father and followed her to New Jersey.
After Marc's daughter was born, his wife had started to display signs of mental health issues.
Her behavior started changing. She wasn't, you could tell like she wasn't the same person, that she used to be.
At the advice of a police officer in New Jersey, Marc went and sought a temporary restraining order and an order of temporary custody in New Jersey court. His wife had been briefly psychiatrically hospitalized, and then there came a day where she came and took Marc's daughter from Marc's home and ran away for about 24 hours. And Marc did not know where his daughter was or where his wife was with his daughter or what was going on.
We went inside to see her, and now the floor was crazy. It was nothing but cops. And, I didn't know what was going on. I was really scared. They didn't believe I was her dad at first. I had to do a lot of things like say where she was born and what hospital, the time. And, I think I had her social in my wallet. So, that kind of, but yeah, they kind of didn't believe it. I was her dad at first. I don't know what that's about, and I don't think I want to know.
If Marc was a young white father, I don't think anyone would have questioned whether he was the father of his daughter to begin with.
And they said her mom said I bit her. I don't know, there was a lot of things going on. Like, why would I bite my daughter? That don't make no sense. Like, I've sacrificed everything for her, and I'm gonna bite her?
It quickly became apparent that what the mother was saying was not the reality of what was going on.
The doctor came, he said, hey, look, you guys been here all day, and this is around like 6 p.m., and we've been here since 11 a.m., So he's like, look, we're gonna give you the baby so you can go back home. And then she stood up, she was like, hey, but he don't have no food. He don't have no food at home. Like, he don't have no money to take care of her and stuff. So then now the doctor's looking like, that's another allegation, and the cops are standing there, so now they call ACS.
When Children's Services got involved, Marc made a comment in all of the chaos that he was overwhelmed, and that preceded in ACS removing his daughter and bringing a case in family court.
I did say I was overwhelmed, and they told me, yeah, we're gonna have to take the baby away.
When the city hears a client say that they're overwhelmed, alarm bells go off initially, because the word overwhelmed is used in a way to make our clients feel like they're not capable, or they don't have the tools to deal with being overwhelmed with children. I believe that anyone with children becomes overwhelmed.
Every day I've seen Anika since she was born, every single day. And somebody come to you, they tell you like, yo, we're gonna have to take your child away when you did nothing wrong.
I don't think the system would have questioned Marc's means if he was not Black.
When I showed up to court, that's when they appointed me CFR. I had such good communication with my attorney. And I asked her, do you think I have a shot? She's like, yeah, we're gonna get your daughter back.
Our attorney went to court and asked for an emergency hearing to get Anika home. So our social worker at the same time made sure that he had every public benefit in place, that there would be insurance in place, that he had daycare vouchers so he could continue to work. Even things like a pack and play, we made sure that he had.
It was extremely frustrating because it was very quickly apparent to us that this was really a case of poverty, not a case of child neglect or child abuse. I mean, we ended up litigating whether Marc had a crib, whether his home had provisions, whether the bedroom for Anika was set up. I mean, I have so many pictures of cribs and his apartment on my computer because that's what this case became about.
Everything they told me to buy, I bought it. My own money.
He spent all of the savings that he had on trying to make the home adequate for Anika to return home. He was constantly traveling to Lower Manhattan to meet with us at our office, to attend court dates, which were extremely frequent at the beginning. He was traveling multiple times a week to the Bronx to attend visits with Anika. In addition, Anika had medical appointments that Marc wanted to attend, so he was going to the Bronx to attend all of those, as well as commuting to go to work in Midtown Manhattan.
Going to see my daughter, in the last 2 minutes, they come and take her. And I have to sit there, and I have to watch them go away with her. And she's screaming, crying, going crazy, berserk. So even when they close that door, I still can hear her cry in the room when I'm in the visitation room. Sometimes I just sit there for a long time until she stopped crying.
I think that's kind of the catch-22 of this situation. The allegations against Marc was he was overwhelmed and didn't have adequate provisions for Anika, but at the same time, how is he supposed to keep a job and keep a home and have all of these provisions for his daughter if every day he has a medical appointment or a visit or a court date?
I lost like 5 jobs dealing with these people.
The city conceded a few weeks in to the emergency hearing that in fact Marc was not a risk to Anika, and they conceded that she should go home with him to New Jersey. But they insisted on following a bureaucratic process, filing paperwork to make sure that someone in New Jersey's child protective system would see his home and supervise his home. And they screwed it up, not once, but a few times. And months went by, and Marc's choice, he can remain separated from his daughter while they hopefully get the paperwork together, or in order to be with her and raise her, move to New York City and enter a shelter, which most of us would agree is no place to raise a child. But that's what he chose, and essentially paid for the city's mistakes because Anika mattered to him more than all of that.
So they put us in the shelter. It was nasty. It was like rats and roaches. If it wasn't for, CFR and Miss Tucker, like, I called her and immediately she had me go into another shelter the next day.
Marc and Anika entered the shelter system in New York in about the summer of 2017 and remained there until, March 2019. So almost 2 years in the shelter system before they were able to just recently move to New Jersey.
Ultimately, our attorney was able to get Marc's case dismissed, and there was never any finding of neglect against him. But his daughter lived in foster care for months. It was more than 2 years before they could eventually live back in New Jersey. He lost his savings. He lost more than one job trying to fulfill all the requirements of the child welfare system. That's not justice. That's not a system that supports families.
When she first came home, she used to wake up in the middle of the night and scream and just run out the room. She gets really sad and she gets really upset. So my job and what I've been doing is every time that I'm about to do something, I explain to her what's about to happen. Daddy's going to the store. Daddy's coming right back. Now, as soon as she hears Daddy's coming right back, she's fine.
The day Anika came home, Marc was the happiest I've ever seen him. I don't think there's a way to really describe when we get to see our clients reunify with their children.
CFR, they made me feel like I didn't belong in the courtroom, and she made me feel like Anika belongs at home. If it wasn't for them, I would not be in this position. I do music. I'm like, let's say I'll blow up or something major would happen for me. I would write them a check for $1 million. And if that do happen, they could hold me to that. Anika's my best friend, She always tell me that. Every time before she goes to sleep, she come in the room, she like, Daddy, you're my best friend. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna leave you, you know that, right? She like, I know. And she walked back. She like, walk me to my room, Like, that's how I did, like, a night routine. She asked me 1,000,000 questions, and I don't mind answering them. So for her, I have to cook, and I have to do things, and You know, I have to be a dad, man. It feels good to be a dad. You know, she changed my life, man. And I do whatever it takes to make sure she's all right. That's my little family, and I'm gonna cherish that. She completes me for sure.